Welcome, everybody. How are you doing out there this evening, this April 28th? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk for Real Men. Hopefully, you're having a great week. This is Hump Day, and so we got this thing beat, as you guys know. So I want to welcome everybody in for another lively conversation. We do this every Wednesday, every Saturday, and so I'm hoping to see some familiar faces, and I'd love to see some new faces out there. In case you guys don't know, we are broadcasting live on the TFG Media Network. And so you can catch us there. You can catch us on my YouTube channel. And of course, here on Facebook. I will, one technical note I'll make you guys know aware of. There is some glitches happening on Facebook. It's been happening all day. They say they are aware of it. So if you find yourself in any kind of technical issue, that's why you want to subscribe to the channel so you can see it on the other mediums. So if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. So welcome everybody in, and I'm going to start to bring in my panel. And what's going on, Brother Lamar? Appreciate you as always, the support. So let's bring in the familiar faces. We're going to start out with the co-host, Miss Tasha Mack. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good. It's been a long day, but a good day. A good day. Long day, but a good day. I've got some things popping behind the scenes that I'll share with you guys, here soon, but a very good day. Let's bring in somebody we've been missing over the past few weeks. Lady D, how you doing this evening?
Hi guys.
Good to see you, sweetheart. Thanks for joining us tonight. Good to see your smiling face. My energy level is already rising when I start seeing my happy faces. I love it. I love it. Don't get no better than this next brother, Mr. Kenny. Appreciate you. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, beautiful black folks? Everybody good tonight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You looking good, my brother. So
Hey,
good to see you.
I'm trying to be like you, brother.
Man, I tell you, from your mouth to God's ears, appreciate it. Appreciate the love. That brings us to Mr. Bird. What's going on? Real time, Big Bird. What's happening?
What's up, Black? Peace and blessings to the panel. What's going on, y'all?
What's going on, brother?
Yes, sir. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. You got your drink tonight?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be drinking water tonight.
What?
Uh-oh.
I might sneak in a beer, but I'm gonna
Okay.
drink a little bit of water. I've been drinking way too much. Like I said, I've got some things going on that's good. Drinking for good reasons, and that's gonna bring in my sis. What's going on, sis? How you doing this evening?
I'm good.
All right. Well, good to see you, sis.
Yeah, how y'all doing? How everybody doing?
Good. How you doing, Miss Sherry?
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
Fantastic. Good to always have my sis on board. So you already know we're gonna go back and forth and do this thing. In case you haven't noticed, tonight we're gonna be talking about the topic. I got one more before I bring in. Let's bring in Candace from the candy shop. How you doing, Miss Candace?
Oh shoot, I'm doing good. I couldn't unmute. How's everybody?
We
What's
doing good,
going on?
sweetheart. Good to
What's
see
up,
you.
cousin?
Good seeing
Good
you.
to see you. I got a fantastic group already, so I'm loving the energy. Appreciate you guys. We're going to be talking about Man in the Mirror as the title. Now, I know everybody's familiar with that title from the late, great Michael Jackson. Literally, that is his signature closeout song, and it was written to inspire people to look in the mirror and make some changes to be better towards themselves and towards the world. We're going to examine that from a different perspective tonight. So as I get started, I want to ask a simple question as I go around to you guys. And do you like what you see when you look in the mirror? Anybody?
Yes.
Mm.
I'm gonna say yes, not just like physical appearance. I'm saying like I like the person that I am. I feel like when I look at myself in the mirror, I see a smart person. I see somebody who's silly. I don't take myself too seriously. I see somebody who's kind, who does things for others. I see that I'm a good mom, I'm a good wife. Those are the things that I see. So for me, looking in the mirror is not about the physical, it's about my inner self, and I like the person that I am.
I am so glad you brought that out, because so many people focus only on the physical. So
Right.
anybody else, when you look in the mirror, what's going on, Miss Hannah? How you doing, sweetheart?
Hey, what's going on, Hannah?
Hey, Hannah.
Hey, yo, I was on mute. Sorry.
All right. Good to see you. You right on time. I was just
It's okay.
starting. And so I'm asking a simple question to get us started. Do you like what you see when you look in the mirror?
Yeah,
Anybody?
I like what I see when I look in the mirror. I think I'm a good person. I got a good heart. I treat people well. My life is pretty decent. Can't ask for nothing more. And you my brother, so you better be like me. And that's it.
When I look at you, sis, I feel nothing but love. Absolutely. So I will say that. Anybody else?
I'm
Yeah,
a work in progress. I'll say it like that. I'm a work in progress. There's, I think self-awareness, and as we get older, we change a lot. I like the direction I'm heading. I'm just not who I want to be yet. That's the way I see it.
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
I'll take one more.
yeah. I like what I see in the mirror. But again, I'll piggyback off of what you said. Yeah, there's always room for growth.
Mhm.
There you go. There you go. I think we would all agree that nobody's perfect, and when we look in the mirror, there's something about yourself you wish you could change. So what got me thinking about this topic, the guy that's Kevin Samuels is blowed up, because and literally still trending. I take my hat off to this brother about the high value man and things of that nature. And it got me to thinking about what is a high value man. But the other part of it is he's successfully able to get women to volunteer. He's not twisting their arm to come on his show, and he asked them a question. He asked them to rate themselves. And when he does, the part that was amazing, Tasha's laughing, is that
I've
they
heard this.
start they rate themselves sevens and eight, and that's
Yeah.
when he goes on the attack. That basically, how in the hell can you expect a high value man because you want this and you want that and you want him to be this and that, and you're not that yourself? And
Right.
he proceeds to berate these women, to the point where he completely destroys their self-esteem. And then we all know that it's a $1 billion industry out there to make you feel that you're less than.
Mhm.
We're too fat. We not Some of us, we not light enough. Your hair is not perfect. You got to lose some weight. We know we in hot girl summer and hot boy summer, whatever it's called. So we're all working on ourselves. And the crazy part is, who are we working on ourselves for?
Nice.
You know. Now, see you, Hannah. You say you're working on yourself. Go ahead, sweetheart.
So I'm working on myself for myself only because I know how small I was, and within the last year, I blew up. So yes, I'm working on myself, not for anyone else. I just know how I am, and for health reasons. Like, I don't want to be winded or feel out of breath when I'm walking or anything. So for me, when I try to do things, I want to do it for me. And if you like what you see, you don't like what you see, I can care less. It's what I like, what I see when I wake up every day.
I love that, and I truly wish more
Yeah,
women had that sentiment.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
but I
also
would sit here
true.
and tell you
Yeah.
that that's not the truth.
Right.
I wish I could say that that's the norm. The reality is that we live in a world where, believe it or not, women, they don't dress for us. They dress for each other. You know, they make changes to their bodies for other women because
Right.
they're looking at themselves in the mirror and they're wondering, how is another woman perceiving me? So I got to make my hair a little bit longer. I got to make my breasts a little bit bigger. I got to get my butt a little bit more curvier, and that's the reality out there. And I'm seeing a look on your face, but anybody disagree with that?
I would somewhat agree with that, but I also think that men sometimes we go through changes too that we don't talk about, when it comes to how we feel about ourselves physically and especially mentally too. I can speak on my journey. I really started my reasoning for working out wasn't really about it was somewhat about my physical appearance because I wasn't liking the way I was looking when I walked by the mirror, but it was more about a mental thing because I was going through a divorce at that time and I just needed an outlet. I just needed something for me. And going to the gym became my sanctuary where I could be mentally focused in on whatever I was doing for those 2 hours. And then I started reaping the benefits. I really did start feeling better about myself physically. I was like, I know I wanted to wear me a wife beater in the summer. I said that was my goal. I wanted to wear a
That's
wife
the
beater.
goal.
And then I got
Absolutely.
to that goal, but then it became a part of my whole life, man. So it's more of a mental thing for me, far as the working out now more than the physical. So I say that I kind of agree with you, but I think they do dress for men to a certain extent.
Oh no, no. That don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. A woman, there's not a woman alive that don't like compliments. So
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So
right.
surely they want to hear nice things. So even for you out there, men, if with your woman, you want to brighten her day, simply tell her she looks, baby, you look phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? I really like what you got on. There's not a woman alive that don't like compliments. You know, my mom's 85 years old, and if you give her a compliment, she's literally going to light up. You know, that never goes away. But the other part of it is the jostling for attention from others. So Kenny, you led where I'm going, because what's this whole thing about to get to that place where you're talking about? And so what I want to talk about tonight is learning how to date yourself.
Mm.
You know, so and in case you guys, some of you are married, you might be thinking, well, that doesn't apply to me. I'm
It
talking
doesn't.
to you, God. D, D, we can't see your face, but we hear your voice. But
Oh,
but it absolutely applies to everybody. So when I use that term, what does it make you guys think of when you hear, "Hey, I'm gonna date myself"? What does that mean to you?
Well, to
I
me,
say,
it means that you're more when you're taking, like, all right, I'll make an example. When I wasn't with anybody, I took myself out. I treated myself. I was in tune with me. I went to a restaurant. I took myself out to the movies. You know, everything was just about me and getting to know me, and to be comfortable in my own skin. So even if you're married, or if whatever, if you're in a relationship, there's nothing wrong if you just want to go out by yourself. And it doesn't mean that you're not in love with that person, that you don't want to spend time with them. It's just that sometimes, even though you're in a relationship, you're still an individual, and there's still certain needs that need to be met mentally.
mhm.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I want to ask one of you that's married, what do you think is the benefit of what Bert is talking about? That even if you're in a relationship, as Miles says, having that me time, to devote time to take yourself out, why do you think that's valuable?
It to me it's good because you were an individual first. So you
Hmm.
have to take care of your own space. And that's something, when me and him got married, I still went to the movies by myself. I'm a movie buff. He's not. And I hate wasting money on a movie that I know he's gonna fall asleep on. So I,
Smart woman.
I
Yeah.
go by myself and I enjoy it. I don't have to have the kids. I don't have a she shed right now. So that's the movies and that type of stuff is what I can do for my own mental space.
And we literally gonna get into some actual ideas how to date yourself. Tasha, I want to come back to you, because you, for me, started this year off by saying, you know what, Black, I'm gonna date myself. What does that mean for you?
I am rediscovering myself, my likes, hobbies, interests, whatever I want to do. I am taking that time to indulge, but also preparing myself for when that future relationship does come along. If it comes along, that's it. It's a preparation period. That's the way
Absolutely. And Miles, I think you nailed the point. It makes you treat your mate better because it gives you a chance to be grateful. Sometimes we forget the value of missing somebody.
I.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But in today's dating environment, you know what they tell us? Text me all through the day. I want to hear from you every single day, all through the day, and everything you're doing. And I want to see what you're eating and things like that. And then they wonder why, when the pandemic hit, they damn near ready to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? You've left no room for self-discovery, to still, I love your point, Candace, where you said you was an individual when you came into the relationship. But you know what I see so many times? The moment that people get together, they stop growing individually, because we're taught mentally that now I gotta put all of my energy into pleasing this person, and their needs come before my own. I don't agree with that. You know
Me,
what I'm saying? And that's where you have so many unhealthy relationships. Now, there's Tasha, there's me, there's Kenny, and Sherry. No, Sherry, I'm sorry, sis. We're the single people on here.
I'm single too, but I want to be.
No, I had to
Sherry,
catch
Sherry,
myself
wait
because
a minute.
sometimes
Sherry,
you
you're
act.
not single, are you?
She is
Sherry,
not single.
oh, I
She
didn't
is
think
not
so.
I'm
single.
single, and wait a
She
minute,
is
You better
not
that's how.
single.
Sherry,
stop
you
it,
single?
Sherry. Stop it. You ain't
No,
single.
she's
She is
not.
not single. So
That's
stop
Uh,
it,
how.
sis.
you might
I'm
be single
single.
for you might be
Up here
single right
lying.
now for an hour, but you
There
ain't
you go.
single.
There you go, Kenny. There
I'm
you go,
single
Kenny.
wherever I want to be. I go where I
There you
want.
go.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Got
get
Since
it
we talking
twisted.
about our me time, I have my
okay.
husband send me on a date. You can't be send me. Send me
We are
out to have
not
a
going
good
to touch
time.
that. We are
No.
not going to touch that. I am
Listen,
not touching that.
listen.
I am not touching
I've
that.
been
When
married
when
long
I get to
enough,
New York
Trevor.
next month, I'm gonna put a bug in Tony's ear, but that's a whole
You
nother
can put
conversation.
okay. Trust me. You don't
Let
want to
me
put a
ask
bug
this,
in his ear because
but
he.
let me ask this.
Brand
This
new.
hold on. Let me ask this for my single people, for Kenny and Tasha and me for real. How does it feel when people find out that you're single and they feel sorry for you? You know, because y'all laughing because y'all know where I'm going with this. Because there's a difference between being lonely and being solitude. Talk about that for the people that may not know.
It's frustrating because please don't feel sorry for me because I don't know why people think that that you have to have someone there, or they have this assumption that you're lonely and you're not, and that is something totally different. If I was like depressed or something, then feel sorry for me then. But for sometimes people equate those two things together, and it's totally different. It's really just enjoying just being by yourself. And some people aren't capable of doing that because they've never been able to do that. They've been in one relationship, they're serial daters. They're in one serious relationship after another, moving from this house to this house. And I get frustrated because I'm like, please don't feel sorry for me. I'm absolutely fine in my own place. I'm fine.
What about well said? What about you, brother Kenny?
I, it's hilarious. I laugh half the time. I'm like, don't feel sorry for me. Don't be sending me no sympathy cards. Give me no flowers. I said, obviously, I do want to be I want a companionship, but I'll be honest with you, it's like I'd rather be single and be happy than be with someone that I know I'm not compatible with and miserable. So
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I mean I take that companionship and all that seriously. So yeah, I mean yes, sometimes being single it sucks, but a lot of times I'm cool with being able to not have to answer. I ain't gonna say answer to anybody, but to feel like that I have to make sure I'm doing what I need for them and giving them their attention and making sure I'm being respectful. I'm not saying that I don't want to be in a relationship, but being single is not that bad. Because like I say, I'd rather be single than be in a relationship that I'm not happy.
And I wish more people said that because too many times we have people just jumping in relationships and making somebody else miserable when it might be better if you be by your damn self. You know,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? I have a saying that people who know me, I say when I eat, my whole family is full. and and the beauty, there's a beauty in being by yourself. You know, as Miles, you say, I'm like you said, there are moments you get lonely, but I can tell you this with 100% certainty. Before the pandemic, the best part of my entire day was when I would get home and I turn the key in that door. I love knowing that everything in that apartment was left exactly like I left it.
Yes.
If I dropped a piece of paper on the floor and I didn't feel like picking it up on the way out, it still was going to be there, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there was a beauty in that, and even and people who know me now, when I order all this stuff from Amazon and it's sitting there, and, or I do my laundry and it's like, and I look over there and I say, well, hell, ain't nobody in here but me. It's
Mhm.
mine. It's all mine. Now, to Kenny's point, human nature is where we do want somebody. So don't get it twisted now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So that's where the whole working on ourselves is going to come into play, because at the end of the day, at some point, we all want to be loved. We want somebody. We have those moments where,
Yeah.
yeah, it's raining. I don't know what y'all triggers are, but for me, when it's raining, and it's thundering and lightning, you
Uh-oh.
know,
Quiet storm.
no, I'm gonna keep it real clean. But those are the moments when, I kind of start to think, I wish I had something skimpy walking through here, but those are my those are my triggers. I don't know what.
That's funny. That's not my triggers when I go to a restaurant. I go eat by myself, and then I
Okay.
like sit right next to a couple that's like
Ooh,
giving googly eyes and all being mushy. I'm like, God
right.
dang, man, really? I'm like, can y'all move me to another
I know
table, right?
that's right. I know that's right.
This table
I
ain't working for me right now. Can you like sit me near the kitchen? I just sit me near the kitchen. I'll be all right.
It's nothing worse, and I mean
Yeah,
this with love, than when you see a couple that actually like each other. Y'all are
right.
sickening.
Yeah, y'all
You
get on
know,
my nerves with
Hannah
that.
and
Hey, Kenny,
Hannah and Bert,
you gotta go to the bar, Kenny. You gotta
Yeah,
go
I
to
gotta go
the
to the
bar.
bar.
Slice
Right,
it good.
right, right.
Hannah and Bert. I'm gonna pick you two out. Y'all get me sick because y'all actually freaking like each
Like
other.
each
Like,
other. I know.
when
Make
you see
myself sick
that,
that I like her.
Yeah.
I mean, but
You
you
know
like
what I'm saying?
because you go like, well, damn, he really like her. You know what I'm
And
saying?
she really
And
like
she
him.
really
Yeah,
like him back.
yeah,
Like,
right.
it's
It's
a
strange
beautiful
to see
thing. But
y'all
yes,
in different
I
boxes.
stump
Like
off to
y'all
a different
usually
room
be
like I
together.
like her. Dang.
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
D take these vacations, and the last year where she was in, where was you at, D, Jamaica,
Yeah.
sending back pictures for us single people who ain't got nobody and shit. So really, really, you really gonna do this right now, you know? But anyway, it's a beautiful thing. But there are moments and there are triggers that you go like, man, I do want somebody. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about, though, since we know what this is all about. What are some benefits? We're gonna talk about some specific benefits of dating yourself, whether you're single or married. Some benefits of spending time alone. Number one, let's talk about how it strengthens your sense of independence. And I want to ask somebody married in relationship, what does that mean for you about strengthening your sense of independence? Come on, Hannah.
So I need my independence because I'm used to being independent. So I think you need that to just know the person you are. Because I feel like if you don't know who you are, how can you really help, like, be a better person for your significant other or your family? Like, sometimes we get in these relationships, or even not in a relationship, you become a parent and you really forget your own identity. And then health reasons why it can literally stress you out if you don't really try to just find the person who you are. So I think it's good to just take your time for yourself. Even if you take a bath, even if you take a walk, even if you got to sit in your car and blast some music, just take time away and not be a wife or fiance, an individual, a girlfriend, a mother, just father, fiance, husband, whatever. Just take time to just be yourself, because it is really, it makes you be a better person.
Okay. Anybody else want to comment on that? Because I got a question.
I do. I feel like sometimes when you're in a relationship, sometimes it can mute your personality because you try to melt with the other one. I mean, you take on the other person's, habits and things like that, and you're always together. So having that little bit of independence, like Steve, he goes on his golf trips, I go on my girls' trips, and it's you do whatever, I do whatever, have fun, and we'll meet back up and tell our stories. But it's good having that independence because you keep that big part of yourself. I mean, I feel like I'm the same me before I had kids. I just do it on girls' trip and weekends. It's not an everyday thing. And the same, the same thing for him. He's the same Steve. We just find a way to make it work. So yeah, it's really important to have that alone time and that self time. Yeah, to keep
D, D,
part of
D,
yourself.
you led right in the direction I want to go. And thank you for your comment, Miles, where you talked about being confident and self aware and asking those hard questions. I just finished watching this show on TV called Temptation Island. Yeah, that's one of my guilty pleasures, where they call these beautiful people together. And the concept is that you come to the island because you want to put your relationship to the test. So they separate these two camps, and the men get to mingle with women, and women get to mingle with men. So to the point you just made, Dean, and all these comments, where does the line stop between independence and taking these single trips and it being disrespectful?
Well, you have a conversation before you go about what, I mean, obviously we're married, so you know there are certain things you don't do within your marriage, period. So there are certain conversations you don't even need to have because it's understood. Obviously, sex is off the table, whether you're on a girls trip or a golf trip or whatever. But you know, it's like other things. You can have fun. You go out and drink. There can be a little bit of flirting, but you know where the line draws. Where we, you know, it's a no. So that's the point. So I
Okay.
mean, and I feel like it's okay for him to flirt just a little bit if I'm not there, and I don't
I
know
was gonna ask.
because it keeps you guys want to feel sexy too, and know that I'm not the only girl that's attracted to him, and I feel the same way, you know. So yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask that, because that can get very tricky, because we just established at the beginning of this conversation how much women love compliments. And
Oh yeah.
so every day of your life, you walk out, y'all used to receiving compliments. You know, Candace, your hair looks stunning, sweetheart. Your hair and makeup looks great. Darcel, you got a beautiful smile. Hannah, oh my God, you are put together so well. Sherry's looking mean, but my God, ain't nothing like a mean woman to do it for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tasha, she has a beautiful smile. Y'all, you know, it's nothing like that. But when the
Yes.
shoe is on the other foot, when somebody's complimenting your guy,
Right.
you know, then it can get tricky, because I've seen that, you know. So, and even when the guy's not flirting, but when somebody's flirting with him, you know, that's where things can kind of get a little bit tricky.
Right.
So I just want to kind of keep that in mind. It's okay to be independent. Definitely you want to have, you know, some barometers, you know, because when I watch the show I was just telling you guys about, oh, I would be leaving by myself. You know, I would. There's no way in hell that have any of you seen this show?
No.
I've seen
Okay,
it.
so
I'm
you all
not.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I seen a
The
little bit of it.
the moment they get together, I mean, there's excessive drinking, there's booty shaking, they're sleeping in the same bed.
It's grinding.
I
Wait,
mean,
what? Off the back?
oh, right from gate
From the
from the
bat,
gate
from
from
jump.
night one,
Oh,
from
yeah.
Oh
the
wow.
gate from the
Okay.
gate.
That's a
And
no.
and so that's the one thing I want to say about, be careful that you don't put your relationship at risk trying to be too independent. You know,
Right.
there's a way to do those things. Let's bring in, we got Joseph joining us as well. What's going on, Joseph?
Going on, brothers?
All right, good to see you, my
What's
brother.
going on, Joseph?
Good
So
evening.
let's talk about another benefit of spending time alone, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. And somebody talked about that earlier. So what does that mean? Especially, and I'm glad that Joseph came on. What do you consider as a man pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and why do you think that's important in terms of spending time alone? Any guy?
Well, I believe that it makes you. I call it being uncomfortably comfortable.
I like that.
You know, so basically, if there's certain things that we don't like to do, you know, that's a challenge. It's a mental challenge, and for you to break through that and to do something that you really might not want to do, it's a great thing, because then you'll start to discover a lot more about yourself and what you're willing to do. You know, so I think, and I always try to challenge myself that way as well. Like I always try to say, what would make me uncomfortable, and try to go ahead and challenge myself to do that. You know, because that'll just make me that much better. You know what I mean, in all areas of my life and in my relationship as well.
And so I want to piggyback on that. When you push yourself to do something that you weren't normally comfortable with, how does that make your relationship with your woman better?
Well, to me, it shows her that I'm willing to within reason. I'm willing to step outside myself and to go ahead and do some things that I normally wouldn't do. It shows that I'm flexible, for lack of a better term. I shows that I'm flexible.
And willing to compromise on certain
Right.
situations. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mhm.
Thanks for the comments, King Bone. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. And so, yeah, absolutely, Kenny. Somebody saw. I think Candace made a point earlier where she says that she likes to go to the movies, and maybe this person
Mhm.
don't like to go to the movies. We all
Mhm.
got those that yin and yang things, but sometimes, especially when you with somebody, it can't be all about what you want to do.
Right.
You,
Right.
you
Are
know what
you
I'm
sure?
saying?
Right.
You
Are you
know,
sure?
no,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Don't
know,
be trying to put. I
I,
mean, brother.
I might not.
Mhm.
I can tell you this. I don't have a woman. I can tell you what don't work.
Hey, I'm good at that too.
You know,
I
there's
could
a
tell you
reason
what
why I'm
don't work.
single. I can tell y'all what don't work. I, I'm not sitting here telling y'all what do work. I'm throwing out the
Yeah.
things that I hope you pick up on. But I'm single for a reason. I am a selfish SOB, and that's the reason why I'm working on myself because of that very reason is that I've lived alone for so long that it's all about me. And I have to learn how to make those compromises that because it cannot be just about me. And so, and I'm gonna throw this out there, and I want to see. I hope my brothers' heads go nodding. You keep letting your woman go out there by herself and do all those little things that you ain't gonna do. She want to go roller skating, I ain't gonna do that. She want
Yep.
to go to the museum, I ain't gonna do
I
that.
already know where
She
you're
want to go
going.
see a play, I ain't gonna do that. Keep letting her go out there by yourself if you want to.
And, and you gonna be by yourself.
You gonna be
And she'll find,
That's
she'll
straight.
find somebody out that
Yeah,
And
wants to
that's
somebody else
right.
gonna be
with her. Yeah.
go.
That's straight facts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so we see it. How many times, guys, do we see on social media pages? We know somebody right now that if you went to their social media page and looked at their footprint, you would know that they're married. You would know that they're together
Mhm.
because every time you see them, they're single. They're doing all these things by themselves.
True
You
fact.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, am
Mhm.
I lying?
No,
Nope.
you're right. No, you're
that's
right.
True.
for sure.
It's true.
So I implore my brothers out there, you did something special to get that woman. And what's amazing about that is to get her, you took on picnics and long walks and you went to the museums and you sat through long boring date movies and all that stuff. And then now when you get her,
You know
now
what?
it's like I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And that's all a part of looking yourself in the mirror that you've got
Right.
that, Dean
And,
killing
and,
herself over here laughing.
and that works both ways too, ladies. Ladies, what y'all
Steve
was
said
doing with y'all men, what y'all did to get him, y'all showed y'all was interested. You watched his football with him. You was whatever you were doing.
I
Don't
did it.
don't don't stop doing that once you get him. That
I don't
works
watch
both
I'm good
ways.
football.
in that territory. You know
Me
what I mean? Like
neither.
I don't got to worry
I
about the
watch
lovey dovey
football,
because
so I'm down.
Yeah.
that's not Shahana's forte.
I
She
wouldn't
likes
Oh,
say
sports
and,
and action and violence
That's me
oh,
all the
okay.
way.
all
That's
day,
it.
all day.
I'm,
All
I
the
love
way.
stuff.
I'm laughing at Steve. He said getting us is the easy part. Keeping is the hard part.
And that's man. Where's Steve
He
at?
on
He
point.
need to be Steve need to get up in here. He just spoke truth right there,
That
Jack.
is
Yeah,
that is
it's the
truth
truth.
right there.
It's
He's
That's
the
the
on
truth.
truth.
point.
Yeah.
Over here.
That's the truth. You can get her, but my God, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing,
You gotta
keeping her.
work that much harder to keep her.
Oh
Right.
my God, Kama Dizzy is saying very true, Kenny, that the women they have to do the same thing. One of my favorite songs by Destiny's Child is "Cater to You." I love the lyrics to that song because
Mm.
it talks about when the guy get in the bed, I'll roll over. When you touch me, because how many times when now that you got that woman, don't touch me, don't wake me up. You know, oh my God, don't even get me, thinking about wearing the big bloomy draws to bed because now you don't want to wear the little frilly things that we liked at
Oh,
first. the big gown with the holes in them. You
All
know.
right, ain't nobody wearing
Hey,
pink.
yeah, like
Who don't really wear
she
that?
about to fry some chicken at midnight.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You know, ladies,
Not too bad,
ladies.
y'all.
I
Not too
think y'all
bad. Not too
exaggerate.
bad. Please
No,
don't.
we are not. No, we are
Nobody's
not.
wearing big drawers and holes
To
in their
bed. Thank
feet.
you. Thank
Like,
you.
come on.
Well, maybe
Hey,
that's just was the women I was dealing with.
yeah.
Well, look, I'm
Hey,
gonna stay
Honda,
quiet on that one, but I feel you, Black.
Thank you.
hey,
Do you
Honda,
feel
for
what?
real. It's still
What?
it's
It
still
ain't
big
Still
you.
happens.
draws.
I'm
It's big
sorry.
draws being
It
worn
ain't
out
you.
there.
It's
It's
past,
still
It
big
but
still
I'm just
draws
happens.
being
saying,
worn.
there are
It
people out there.
yes,
Okay,
it
I was
does.
about to say.
It still happens. It still happens. It still
Don't get
happens.
yourself in nothing.
Boy.
Oh my God! So I'm gonna pour one more benefit of spending time alone. You know, where it talks about recharging, resetting, unwinding, and being able to basically take the pressures off of your environment.
Mm.
I, Tasha, why do you think that's so important?
That is crucial and critical. After, for me, this is the extent of socializing I can do for the week outside of my job. Because I talk to people all day. But for me, this is about as much socializing as I can do. And then after this, I do have to recharge because this is enough interaction for me. It stimulates my soul just the right amount for me to be like, okay, I've got my fill of people. I'm good. So, but that recharge as an introvert, believe it or not, I am an introvert. As an introvert, that is even more important for us. That those personality differences that plays a large part in how and in your partner's relationship, you and your with your partner, of how you all will interact. With some people being more extroverted, it's easy for y'all to go out. Being around people energizes you and recharges you. But being alone, you need to have that mental space, especially everything going on in the world. You gotta have that. You have to have that.
Absolutely. Anybody else want to comment on that? Oh, Miles done brought out the psychology on us. You know, I haven't seen them
Me
terminology
too.
since I was in school. You know, she brought the. I mean, she breaking it all the way down to psychology of it all. The introvert to the next level. You know,
Hmm.
Yeah,
Karma
yeah.
says critical to the mental state of both parties in a relationship. And I like what you said, Karma, where you said keeping the sanity. You
Yeah.
know, a comedian. It was Chris Rock. You
Yeah.
know, he said that when a man get off work, he don't want to come straight home. He got to smoke something. He got to drink something. He got to go somewhere. You know, and I'm mimicking him, but there was so much truth in it that being a black man, whew, and dealing with specific things we go through as African American men sometimes, you know, there is moments where we just have to get to ourselves and recharge and regroup. You know, I was married for 8.5 years, and I know with 100% certainty what allowed my marriage to last as long as it did. We always lived in a three-bedroom place, not when we were struggling. You know, in the bad times we slept on a mattress on the floor, but when things got good, we always had a three-bedroom apartment. People, why do we don't have any kids now? She had a separate room and I had a separate room, and that was her space to go in there. She had a little day bed in there, and we had my wife was an avid reader. She liked to sit in the backyard under the hot baking sun, and that was her thing. I'm the exact opposite. I hate the sun. I hate walking on grass. Now, while
Wow.
I do read, yeah, I just hate the smell of grass. I hate trees. I hate all that. I hate dogs. I hate cats. I hate all of those kind of things. So I'm not a pet person. She was all of those things. In her little room, I would peek in there. You know, she was a big Mariah Carey fan, and that's where she went in there to regroup and rethink because I would imagine it was pretty challenging to have to live with me. But
Yeah.
now, go ahead, Kenny.
I mean, to the recharge, what Tasha said was on point, and what you said too was on point too, Black. But I always tell people that just as much as your physical health is important, your
Yep,
mental health is just as
yep,
important too. And
yep.
whatever you find to mentally recharge you, whatever that may be, I don't care what it is. you need to make sure you taking care of your mental health. And you just made something that I think it's important to get out and get sunlight, get vitamin D, walk, get that part of your mental
I
good
love.
because a lot of
Not
people
that
like to.
vitamin D
Oh,
enhancing.
Oh,
I was on the same page.
well, that
See,
vitamin
see,
D will work too.
Kenny, you
I
Now,
was,
never
I
gonna
wasn't
tell
talking
me.
about
Go
that
ahead, bro.
vitamin D, but you see,
Y'all crazy. Y'all
your sentence
crazy.
threw me off. But anyway, but just getting sunlight, just getting outside, getting because sitting up in the four walls and darkness a lot of time that'll make you depressed. So getting out, getting sunlight, and I make that a point of being outside, getting sunlight, working out, reading something, just to keep my mind mentally and physically healthy just as well as my body. So I think recharging yourself, and that helps you with your partner. I mean, my thing is if you're not 100% good, you ain't. I mean, then you're not 100% good for your partner either. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kenny, I'll say this part on that last thing. I did not know the value of that and I'm not an introvert per se, but I like darkness. I keep the curtains drawn.
see, I
I'm
can't do
attracted
that.
to darkness. But you know what? The pandemic, that you say that, I didn't realize why mentally I was depressed, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I had gotten so accustomed to, just like you said, this is my little space. And so at the height of the pandemic, I only went out 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. I had to start going out a little bit more, just to get out, to feel sane and to feel
Yeah.
the breeze and riding. And so what I started doing on Saturdays, I would just drive and I would ride. And I would be on the phone sometimes with my sister Sherry, with Tasha, and I'd ride through neighborhoods and just look at houses. And I would literally get lost. I would literally get lost, knowing I got a full tank of gas and so it was for my own mental sanity, just to kind of do something out of like we said, out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very, very good point. So we know that, those are some benefits. So let's talk a little bit more about why you should actually date yourself. And I'm gonna ask a question real quick. Right now, right here now, would if you was outside yourself, would you date you?
yes.
Why?
I
What
mean,
is it about you? Would you date you?
I think I'm pretty awesome. I mean, I feel like I'm fun to go out with. That's for sure. Definitely a good time. Definitely good conversation. I can fit into usually any situation. So I would, yeah. If I dated me, oh God, that would
Ooh,
that is so shame.
okay, I like her confidence. I,
And the drinks on somebody else. Yes, that's definitely gonna be a good time.
I love your confidence. Next person, would you date you right now with who you
No,
are right now?
I wouldn't date me if a person date. You know why I wouldn't date me? Because I've been doing the marriage thing for so long. I'm not doing no cooking and cleaning. I'm not playing housewife. I'm not doing half of the above for nobody. So I wouldn't date me. I wouldn't.
Okay, okay. I like the honesty. Anybody else?
I can say I wouldn't date myself either. Right now, I'm going through a lot with work. I'm emotionally unavailable. So it would be a waste to
Ooh,
date me because
ooh.
I'm going through a lot at work. I'm not in the mind space to date right now.
Fantastic.
I'm dating me right now. We've broken up a few times. I'm a lot. I'm a lot to handle. I'm a handful. I know that. So I get on my own nerves. So
I love the honesty again. Miles say yes because she's fun, kind, and ready for adventure. What about you, Bert? Would you date yourself?
Right now, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a big proponent. I love me some me. So I mean, I'm fun. I'm a good time. I like to just hang out and do whatever. I mean, spontaneity. So yeah, me at this point right now, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Joseph, bring us home, man.
I would say at any point in my life, I would say, yeah, I would date myself because I was more of a, like, one, I'm 37. I was never looking forward to having like threesomes or trying to get enough numbers under my belt, shit like that. I'm just like, fuck it. I meet somebody I'm happy with, like, I'll be cool with that. So I was never one to go out for the chase and shit like that. It's just like, so I would say for the best of me, yes. But we're all human. We
All
got our
right
ways
now.
shit
All
like,
right now.
and
We
for
don't
the
we done got a
worst of
super
me, I would
sticker in
say
this
no.
joint.
So
Appreciate you, brother Lamar. Appreciate you. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I appreciate your honesty there. Kitty, you came back right on time. Would you date yourself right now?
You doggone right, I would date myself right now.
I knew he
Okay.
was
Tell us why.
Uh, because I'm a funny guy. I'm a, and I mean, I'm just cool with. I'm a laid back. I'm a low maintenance type dude. Real talk. If I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna show interest. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna be supportive of whatever you got going on. And I'm not no jealous type dude. Like, look, I'm giving you your space. I ain't gonna be all up under you, but I'm also let you know that I'm interested and I'm gonna make sure that we have fun. So yeah, I think so. Would date myself.
Okay.
That's
I,
and,
I, I, I,
and,
I'm
and that's what I'm doing right now anyway. So absolutely.
I love it. I love it. I'll say I'm trying to get to where you are. If I had to be honest right now, for me, the answer would be no for me right now. Although I think I have some good qualities, some are unique, like you said, Kenny, I'm not a jealous person per se. But I'm on the other end of the spectrum in terms of it. I don't care enough. I need to learn to care a little bit more.
Yeah. That I've been told that too for me.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
do you guys know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I get
Yeah.
it.
Black, how
Yeah.
long you been
Yeah.
without?
Oh, single, like, well, I've been celibate for over a year.
Woo.
But if you're talking about like in a actual relationship, oh my God, I haven't been in a relationship in years, man. Um, when I first started this journey over a year ago, Bert, I've not kissed a woman in the mouth in a few years.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
so I associate kissing with passion and intimacy, and
Mhm.
so I haven't really been in a situation where I felt intimate, with the woman enough to kiss her in the mouth. Now I've kissed her everywhere else, but I haven't kissed her on a mouth.
Terrible. That was just one more hole. I don't understand.
I'm that's the wheels that had happened in my head. That's just the way it is. Like, and tomorrow's show, I'm going to be doing a show on hygiene. So I
Sure.
I think that a lot of these mouths are nastier than they feet and their ass. So you know,
Especially with the mask on.
Yes.
are you guys understanding why I'm so screwed up? That's why I'm telling you that I'm very. I don't care enough, and I want to get to that comfort zone to where I want to care again. I mean this sincerely. You know, obviously I'm working on myself. So from a physical standpoint, I've made some great strides in my health. I'm proud of myself in that sense. I've got a whole lot more work to do, but even just emotionally, I don't care enough. I'm working on that part. I'm working
Is
on
that
that part.
is that from past damage, or is it like that's just the space that you're in right now, and you're not really looking for that woman right now in your
A little
life?
bit of both.
Okay,
A little bit of both.
that's your-
Um, again, it's been so long since I've been in any kind of real relationship, and so I almost wonder if I forgot how to, in a sense.
yeah.
And then I am just in this place because when I look around and what I see out there. That's why I do envy you guys that have found somebody. When I look at you guys, I truly envy that, and I mean that in a good way. I'm not sitting up plotting your demise. I hope you break up.
Oh no,
You
you
know,
just told me behind the scenes, so I already know you
right? You know
genuine
what
with
I'm
that.
saying. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And I go out of my way to encourage you guys.
yes, you do.
There's nothing out here. Hold on to what you got. That if
Yes.
you found somebody that that you like and
Mhm.
that you guys are marching in the same direction, don't lose that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm encouraging that sense, and I want that. But I got a lot more work to do on me. So that's why I says, well, why should you date yourself? Because I want to throw this one out there. What do you guys think about when talking about dating yourself, getting to know yourself intimately? What does that mean to you? Getting to know yourself, Tasha? I'm seeing the look on your face. I can almost read your mind. I definitely want you to answer that. Kama says sometimes I need space from myself, but then again, I'll save a lot of money if I date me. So yeah, I'll date me. Hey, my brother, you make a good point financially. Maybe. Except that, okay. Before we answer that question about intimately, Kama, this I want to say that not necessarily, because I'm gonna tell you something else about dating yourself. I was a person who did self denial. I don't have a problem in the world giving people stuff, and I buy the best gifts and I spend money. But when it came to me, I would skimp. Tasha would be on the phone with me, and I'd be in a grocery store, for example. Now, if I'm buying you something, it doesn't matter what it costs, because I want to get a good gift. She's literally me on the phone when I'm buying somebody a birthday gift, and I get them something nice. But when it came to me, I'm like, oh man, cherries is $3.99 a pound. I'm not buying that. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. I, I want me a nice steak, but that's like $12. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn to treat myself better. I literally had to learn to treat myself better because I was so accustomed to doing for everybody else that I had forgotten to do for me. So, Dizzy, I'm the opposite now. Now, if I want to go when I buy seafood, there was a point where every other weekend I was spending $130 on crab legs just because I wanted to. It's just me, and I was buying it. And I had that mentality. I had to give up the crab legs because the damn thing gave me gout. Ain't that a bitch?
Well, it's better than they're giving you crabs.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I had to pull back and show some restraint, because I had went overboard. But you can spend a lot of money on yourself too, if you so choose, because ain't nothing wrong with treat. I'm gonna say this: if you ain't gonna treat you well,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. So let's get back to that question, Natasha. I'm gonna put you on the spot since you stepped out there. What does it mean in terms of dating yourself? Because you've been dating yourself now since January. How's that going in getting to know yourself intimately?
I have known myself intimately for quite some time. Okay, we still on this fine. No. But seriously, um, it's so it's so important because it's not just the physical, and of course having to take care of your own needs, but it's learning those things of what does turn you on. I know sometimes some women enter into relationships and the sex isn't good or they're not getting what they need. Sometimes it's because they don't know what they like.
That's why I
And
brought this
it's
up.
not always about the sexual things that a man does that turns you on. It's those non-sexual things. Those it could be it could be a few words. It could be something he does. It just a little, just something simple. And that's for me. That's what I think about when you're learning yourself intimately. Other than the obvious, though.
And I'm glad you went there. The show's called Real Talk. So we weren't going to avoid this part of it. And so you bring up a value point. So for anybody else, what does that mean to get to know yourself intimately? And we're not just talking about, like you said, we said the sexual component, but anybody?
I'll say this. My first marriage, he took my virginity, so I really didn't know myself. You know, when you used to one thing, you don't really know yourself. So after the divorce, when I was in my B stage,
Uh,
I was evil. I admit that. I was just getting to know myself. I spent too much money on myself, but I was getting to know myself, and I realized what I like and what I don't like. Because I'll be honest, I'm gonna say a prude. I'll be honest. I was saying women shouldn't watch porn. When women shouldn't. Oh wait, can I explore themselves? I'll keep it PG. Like I was that person who I'm being honest. I thought that that's what the woman shouldn't do. I thought
right.
it was okay if men do it, but I didn't think women should. I mean, I'm older and grown and got common sense now. Like we do whatever we want. But back then, I was young, so I didn't really know like how it felt to really know yourself and your own body. Because I'm not going by just the physical. I'm going by just physical at this moment.
Right.
When you know your own body, you know what you want, you know what you like, and you know what you can take and not take. So I didn't realize how it is to get to know you and appreciate you, because sometimes as women, we are more of pleasers instead of trying to realize that we need to be pleased as well, especially when you're attached to someone. You don't realize how important it is for you. So I didn't really realize that until I was, on my own. It was like, wait, I like this better, but I didn't know that. And I think sometimes if you just get to know yourself in certain levels, you'll know that this is what you like, what you expect, and you're not going to settle for anything else.
You made a lot of good points. A lot of good points in there. Fellas, what do you think about this? Getting to know yourself intimately.
You gonna go, Ken?
I'm gonna let you take that one first, brother.
Yo, all right. Besides, man, I've been freaky since young.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? So as far as like you said, the obvious, exploring yourself, knowing your stroke count, the whole nine, whatever. But during that time, not being in a relationship, I was able to understand. And tell you the truth, I was able to understand a woman a lot better, knowing, like, doing the research, because I was by myself, so I had that time on my hands.
Right.
So I was able to understand, and I would hear in certain conversations, in certain circles that I was in, what women really like. How we should treat them during the sexual process. Like what Tasha was saying, certain words. There's certain erogenous zones. There's certain things that they like. That's different. So that's why I said, remember in times past when we have the shows, I always say that you got men, we got to bring our heart at. It can't be an in and out type deal, because with a woman, it's a little bit, listen, there's levels to it.
That's right.
As far as them getting off for a man, hey, listen, we in and we out. It don't take much for us, but for a woman, we got to really explore. We got to really know what turns are on, what turns are off. So there was a lot of things that I learned being by myself that I had to understand, not only for myself and what I like and what I like done for me or done to me that'll turn me on, but also in turn, as far as the with women, I was able to understand what they really truly wanted once you got into the mix with them.
Absolutely. Great, fantastic points. Kenny or Joseph, anything to add?
I realize certain things, like being by myself, will make me realize that. I'll give an example. Being by myself, like if my daughter will be sleeping, I'll be watching one of her Disney movies and shit. And I will literally catch myself fucking tearing up and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, normally, like, if I'm around other people, that's not even like something that my body would even do. But being by yourself, you discover how much more emotionally in tuned you could be with yourself just by watching a fucking Disney movie and shit.
I love how he calls it with all the I love curses, so I just love it. What a Disney endorsement. Come on, Tasha.
No, I was
That's
just
a
gonna
great point.
say,
That's a
like
great point.
also in this time, one thing that it's made me appreciate the man and how much I miss that energy that a man has. Lord have mercy, do I miss it? So, that's one thing that I can say. That's what it makes you miss that and appreciate it when you do have it.
Okay. For me, I'm gonna talk about how aging has changed my outlook on
Mm.
what intimacy is for me. Hitting this place now, it's a different thing for me, and how I look at it, and this whole process of, especially this year being by myself, I turned my body off. But the cool thing about this is that it has allowed me to kind of look back over this and scan all the things I did, what I used to like, and I don't like those things anymore because somebody said earlier, I'm in a very different place mentally, physically, emotionally, all of those things, to the point where I actually know what I'm looking for. So that's why I haven't broken the seal yet. Because I've had a few scares, but seriously, I've had a couple of scares.
Plan
I've
B
thought about it.
moments.
Yeah. But then I'll go, no, I'm not gonna break it for just for that, because I'm just going back for that. Because here's where I am now. That the coolest thing for me, one of the coolest things I'll say when you talk about getting to know myself intimately, number one, I'm more honest with myself now in terms of what I can and can't do, what turns me on, what I'm looking for, and I give you some real examples. Like you, Bert, I'm pretty freaky, so I can't have no virgin. I can't have no inexperienced person. My days of marathon sex, those are over. So I got a limited amount of time. To get in all I'm gonna get in. So it has to be right. It has to be something worth it. And and so for me, I'm acutely aware of what I need at this stage, what I truly need. Now that comes with a lot because you know this thing, I can't turn cartwheels anymore. This belly ain't gonna let me do certain things anymore. I can't be lifting nobody up, carrying them around and all that kind of shit. So there's certain realistic things that has to be in place for all of this to happen, for it to be intimate. But even emotionally, but even emotionally, you know what I'm saying? I found that now that I have to have a mental connection. I can't believe this when I'm like, the physical doesn't do it for me anymore. Now I'm always going to appreciate a big butt and a smile. Don't get me wrong. That ain't going till they bury me in the grave. I'm always going to like a nice ass. That's going to do it for me. But that doesn't do it for me to the point that it moves me anymore. It doesn't move me anymore. When I'm on the hunt, so to speak, and I'm in home my hunting grounds, I'm in Kroger's. Kroger's is my favorite hunting ground, and I'm walking around and Kroger's for a couple hours. I love Kroger's. You, you know, I'm no longer following the big booty chicks and everything. It's some other things that I'm watching. I like certain levels of femininity with a woman. I like certain ways that they dress that are more ladylike, and those are the things that kind of turn me on. And I've gotten to in touch with myself. And to your point, Joseph, oh my God, as far as crying. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not boo-hooing at every little thing, but more
Mhm.
things make me more sentimental now than it used to
Mhm.
be. And so that for me is a big, big change, and I had to adjust to that,
I
you know.
totally agree. Yeah.
So,
It
so
only started once I had a daughter, though. Prior to that,
wow,
it would
wow,
never happen.
wow.
I would
Now
I would definitely say that because yeah, I have my
you
daughter's
have daughters.
26. I
Hmm.
have one daughter and two sons. My
Okay.
daughter's 26. So that when she definitely gave me a whole different perspective on my sensitivity and my femininity. You know what I'm saying when it comes to
Ooh,
my
yes, sir.
emotions.
Yes, sir.
Having a daughter, and I think a lot of men probably could relate to what I'm talking about. What Joseph said as well. But as far as me getting in tune with my intimacy, the one thing that I've been single since 2013. I've dipped and dapped here and there, a couple of
I'm
situationships.
about to say
Um,
single, Kenny. Sorry,
yeah,
man.
yeah, no, seriously, I really have. I mean, it's been a couple of situationships here and there, nothing
Of
serious,
course,
but
of course.
Okay.
I understand.
but
Okay.
the one thing that I noticed that I really had to back off of watching pornography. I felt that was really
Ooh,
put me in a
ooh,
place
Mm.
where I felt like that I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't really need a
Candace don't want to
woman.
hear
I didn't.
that.
ooh.
Oh,
Candace, I done heard
I don't want
worse
to
than a
hear
million
about your
things.
pornography.
But no, but Kenny, that's
But
a
but but
that's
but but
that's a
but,
big
but
one.
serious. I had to back off of that because I felt like if I kept watching that, that definitely was desensitizing me to want to be sexually with a woman, and I didn't want that. So I totally backed off of that. So that has put me in a place of being in my sensitivity with me as well as being a single man too. So I try. I'm not gonna say I don't fall. I didn't fell off the wagon. Nah, I didn't fell off the wagon a couple of times, but I definitely don't. I definitely is like, yo, I don't really want to do that because I really want to do that with someone that I'm intimately involved with that I can give my heart to again.
I
So
love it. I love it. Man, that's a brilliant point right there that, we don't often think about. And I think every woman on this panel would attest to this fact that what we see on porn, that's not real.
thank
Hell
you.
no.
You,
right,
you
right,
know, and when we young, we think we're using that for inspiration. What's going on? Kennard, we think we're using it for inspiration, but it's not till we get older and we realize not only is it not real, it actually takes away from
Right.
sex because it's such an unrealistic expectation.
right, right.
Until we're like, like to your point, Kenny, like, what am I getting out of this anymore? It's only so many dicks and asses we can look at. So,
Right. And then to piggyback off of you
Well,
too, Lee, my age, we the same age. I'm 52, so that's kind of changed how I view relationships and my sensitivity too. Because I cry at the heartbeat at some things, and I'm like, man, what are you doing? What are you crying? I could be
I'm
watching something and be like, yo, what are you doing? Cry, but I'm by
I'm with
myself,
you.
so ain't nobody
There
seeing it.
you
So,
go. There
so
you go.
so,
There
so
you
it's
go.
definitely the older I've gotten, it's made me think more of my mortality too. I mean, not to change the subject, but losing DMX and Black Rob and Shock G, all those brothers in their 50s. I'm
Yep.
52.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
totally kind of changed how
Yep.
I view life. I'm like, man, yo,
Yep.
I'm 52, so I want to love and I want to give love. So I got to figure out. I got to put myself out there. So I got to make sure that I'm mentally and physically healthy enough to want to do that in a relationship.
I love it. I love it.
good point.
Fantastic
No,
points.
you'll be okay, Kenny. And Mr. Kroger over here. You just gotta work with what they got. Even if they got their teeth, they take their teeth out. They still can get it right.
I'm changed. I'm a changed man, sis. I'm a changed man. And I've been and I have been. Is it on the wagon or off the wagon?
Off,
I
off.
have. Is it what's it called when you haven't done anything?
Oh well, no, well you
I'm on
good.
the. I'm on the
You
wagon.
you
Yeah,
you on the
you're on the
wagon.
I'm
wagon.
You
on the.
had you
I'm
had
on the
you hadn't
wagon.
fell off the wagon, right?
Yeah, I haven't
Exactly.
fell off the wagon, and I surprised myself. And then it got easier and easier to where So for me, I'm in a great place in terms of my level of intimacy. So yeah, sis, I'm in a good place.
Well,
Let me take
But
one more. I'm sorry.
how is that in Atlanta? Because woo,
As far as
that
the
ticket. How you
temptation.
on the wagon?
Oh, okay. So let me answer that for you right here in Atlanta. You know how everything you look at ain't good.
Mhm.
Mm,
And there's little sayings for it. Everything that glitters ain't gold.
mhm.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
know, that's what it's like living here in Atlanta. There's some stunningly beautiful women here. Make no mistake about it. In fact,
Yeah.
this city is probably the most self body conscious place I've ever seen in my life. Men and women.
Mhm.
Go to any gym here. You pick a gym. It doesn't matter. I mean, They go to gyms here more than they go to church. They're religious about their bodies, you know, and men and women. But the thing of it is, you ask that question, the physical doesn't do it for me anymore because their attitudes are really screwed up. There's a level of entitlement that I found that I've come across that completely turns me off. And so, like, you know, there's a lot of women here that they have this mentality, I'm on my grind, you know, I'm out here grind. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, but it's in deference to building up the other parts of who they are. And that part for me turned me off a lot. And we talked about it on other shows to where I don't know how to be around them. When you do go out to a sports bar or whatever, I don't know how to approach these women anymore because we don't get to choose anymore. You have to wait to get chosen. Now, with that being said, there's still an arrogance in me that although I might be fat, I might have some missing teeth, I might not be the whatever, but I'm not chopped liver either now. I am an educated, articulate brother with his own place, heterosexual, and there's still fire under his belly that can get the job done. So you ain't gonna be just sitting around waiting to choose me. So there's still some level of arrogance that I'm, you know, I don't have to stand in the line with the old men and wait for you to pick me. I ain't got there yet. I ain't hit that place yet. So for me, it's actually easier, you know. So I see the nice things come and go, and that's why I was saying when I go to Kroger's, I'm not following behind the big booties anymore. You know, I'm like, you know, I look, but I don't go to I used to go aisle and aisle and aisle and figure out a reason, and then you know,
yourself, Black.
I really have, man. I got away from it.
I'm following.
I had the brother. I had to let it go. It was gonna continue to get me in trouble, Kenny. I had to make a decision. So,
but you know what? I'm following little booties too. Little booties is good too.
Yeah. What you say, Hannah?
So what is she sophisticated with a big booty?
Oh, that's even better.
Okay.
You know, now the goal is now whoever I end up with, she's still gonna have a fat ass on her. Make no mistake about it.
There you go.
You know,
There you go.
I'm not that's a deal breaker. She have to have a fat ass,
brother.
You know?
I told you was a fallen Jedi. I was getting ready to say,
no.
Come
Come
Can I
on.
ask a question for y'all?
Shoot.
What is it about a woman's ass that matters?
Girl.
Man, can I count the ways?
Yeah, I don't know if we can really. It's primal.
Hannah, it's the throwback. You know what the throwback is?
Oh, I know. I know. But
it's part of
to
that.
look at. I mean,
Go ahead, Joseph.
I said it's nice to look at.
It is the most beautiful thing to look at, to admire.
Sure.
And I don't know, it's everything. It's just everything.
Too.
You know,
The same
I'm not a breast man. I've never been really a breast. There's only so much I can do with breasts.
I can take a believer. She can have a boy chest. I don't care.
Kenny, we agree on that. You know what I'm saying? Once you honk them a little bit and stuff yourself between them a couple of times, there's only so much you can do with breasts.
That's the same thing you can do with an ass if you want to be technical. You can still stuff yourself in it. You know, you lick all over them. You can squeeze them. You can slap them. It's the same thing.
Let me be clear.
Yeah,
the closest thing to heaven.
Wait a minute. What did Tasha just say? I missed that.
She said technically that it's the same thing with an ass, that once you stuff yourself between it, she's equating it to breasts.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. No, it's not
the same thing.
No, it's not.
The actions that you're describing, you can do the same thing to breasts that you can do to an ass.
No, there's a whole lot more.
It's some legs attached to them things.
Yes, sir. There you go. I knew you was going to
No, we're not talking about the legs. No, we're only talking about the ass. Only the ass.
I'm having without legs. You can keep your legs. I don't even care about your leg. I've
We
had them with no legs.
you
But
you speaking to
What?
ascetologists right now.
yes,
We
I have
made
sex
you
with
we
women
made
with
you
no
in
legs.
ascetology. So
Why did I
you
ask?
gonna lose this debate.
I
We
don't. Yeah, I
made
don't
you
need
do
them
this.
with legs.
I got
I,
a PhD in
thank
ascetology, so
you.
you didn't ask the wrong brother about this.
They say Tina Turner's famous for her legs. I don't give a damn about her legs. It's her ass that I'm looking at. She can keep it. She don't have to have legs or arms. That's not even necessary. She can be a little stump with a fat ass, and that's okay with me.
Bert, Kenny, Joseph, do you feel the same, or does it have to have legs? I just need to know.
I want
Well,
I want some
with me, they gotta have
legs.
legs. They do
It
I
have
has
to
ain't
to
have
be more
legs.
anatomy for me.
black on yeah, black
I
on
do not.
something else.
I
I
do
need some
not
legs.
need legs. I really
My,
don't need. Really
my
don't.
phone died.
Oh,
Okay. I really don't need it. Lynette, I'm being as honest. I could care less about your legs. I really can. But you asked a question that I don't, I don't know, Hannah. It's primal, sweetie.
You can't
Yeah,
make your
I think it's
breast
primal.
clap. You
I
can't
think it's
make
just
your
in our DNA.
breast twerk. You can't, make the rhythm of the ocean in the breast. I mean, ass is like a whole nother
Please,
game.
can you repeat that
depending on how
again?
big the breasts
One
are
more
now.
again.
Depending on how big the breasts are, because some of them they make ripples.
It is
So
not
I'll
the
say
same.
Not
this.
the same.
All
I'll
right.
say this.
One, first off, I
I
mean, all right, go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off.
And I was gonna say, I'll say this. I do think it's something about a girl's butt. Like I'll have Bert look at butt. Why are you smiling? Lord. Like if I see a girl with a big butt, I'm like, damn, did you see that? And there's no trap. Like, you know how some women trap? It's like no trap. Like her ass is big.
It's
Like,
just a
did you
beautiful
see
thing.
this?
It's a beautiful
And
thing.
it is something beautiful. I'll say that, but I just don't understand why some people think it's like, I don't know. I just like it. Some people are infatuated with
We
booty.
are, and that's why
Mhm.
even white women
I
went out
am.
and they get. We
Well,
we, we are, and that's the plain truth. We are literally
yeah,
in love with it. We're
yeah.
literally in love with the ass. Joseph, you had a thought, and I'm
Well,
going to
I
move
was
on
gonna
to the next
say, when
topic.
it comes to a ass and breast, I mean, when we're talking about ass, are we just talking about the glutes, or are we talking about the actual anus? I mean, with a breast, a woman can actually
See here,
get
ascetologist.
on with
See,
the
He is
actual
right.
nipples
You
and
went
stuff.
in
I
depth
mean,
with it.
with the ass, it's just
Do you see how
cheeks,
serious this
muscle.
is?
Breaking it down to his
Do you see how
finest.
serious
Exactly.
this is?
I, I,
Do
I, I don't.
you see how serious this is, y'all? That
We
it is
see.
that serious.
Joseph gave it the physical what we know we learned in biology. The
Right? Got
gluteus.
the anatomy
Yeah,
going.
yeah, bro. My man.
Absolutely. So
Well, I
that
have a question, and I have to ask the women now. Do you all look at men's asses? Do you ever just see a man? Just sometimes you're just like, oh my, why is it that big? Like,
Yes, I
y'all
do
do
not like men with big asses is disgusting.
I don't like nothing with no big ass.
No,
I'm
Your
just
no.
ass
like, oh
can
my
be bigger
god.
than mine.
I was like, ew, he got a woman ass. No, no.
You know
Uh,
what? No, okay. So if your butt, you know how some men do have a nice butt, but it can't be like Buffy the Body. Like you can't be out
I
here
feel you.
with
I
a.
feel you. I feel you.
But if you have a nice butt and it's tight in front, you be like, okay.
yeah.
But I don't really look at men's butt because I'm an arm woman, so I don't really look at butts. I look
Okay.
at arms. So if a man don't have a butt, I can care less.
Does that go
Well,
for the whole panel? Is that the case? Do you look beyond the butt with a man? You don't care about that?
Me?
What
With
was
women.
the question?
Oh no, I look
look
at the
at a
package.
man's.
That's what I'm trying to see.
The
The print.
package. What?
Well, besides that, that's the first thing you know she's a good friend. First thing off top, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I watch. That's the thing.
Okay,
But
okay.
I do notice I like a man with nice like legs. I definitely look at his legs.
Yeah.
I feel
I
you.
don't care about no legs and no arms and all of that. He gotta have some good dick. Straight up.
Spiritually gifted
I
says she
don't know
look at
about no arms and
everything.
legs and all that.
Yes.
She look at everything.
Okay.
Well, that I'm gonna say this last part. For me, that ship is sailed. I'm a fat man, so with me, it's kind of like Forrest Gump. You
You ain't
have to
got to,
open that
but
box to see what you're gonna get.
It's
That's
never
pretty
too
much
late.
it,
bro, you ain't got to be no fat man. You good.
So,
It ain't never
I'm
too
just
late.
saying, you're gonna have to be willing to buy that box of candy with me to see what you gonna get.
Hey, listen, that don't mean nothing.
Because that's going to vary now. What you might get tonight might not be the same the next night. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Straight up.
So, I'm highly aware of what I bring to the table.
Yeah, but
So
brother, you really saying that? They gotta get
I'm really saying that.
because you stay down south. Because if you come up here talking about they're gonna have to see what the package gonna get, you might get beat. Like you can't be
No, I when I'm about this, I did pretty good, because I can talk my way in. But my thing is, if you looking for whether I got a nice butt or a print, I'm a fat man now. So you know what? You pretty much gonna have to wait to find out. Now, with that said, you're not gonna have a chance to get around it because in the way I'm changing, but I pretty much just stuff myself in their head, and that's gonna be the end of that. At that point, you getting what you get, what you gonna get, everything. Look, I'm gonna change the subject because I
You
want to
done
get to
got
my
too
last
far off
point.
topic.
Yeah, we got way off topic,
Yeah.
because I want to cover this last part to drive the point home about dating yourself. This last part, because I
Okay.
really wanted to lighten the mood up and talk about some fun ways to actually date yourself. So, for you, anybody, what's a fun thing you could recommend to somebody when you say, "Hey, this is a great way to go date yourself," and why?
I will say I buy myself gifts and I wrap them up and then I open them and I'm like all surprised. So I know it's a little bit
Wow,
silly, but
wow.
That's borderline
So when you order
questioning
from
personalities
Amazon,
now.
How does your
so
husband
D,
feel?
when you order from Amazon, you check the box saying that it's a gift, huh? So it can
yes,
come wrapped.
I have
Wow.
scraps and then I open it, even though I know what's in it. And like Christmas, I do that too for myself. I buy myself a
Wow.
gift and I put it under the tree and I wait till Christmas. Or, I don't really go I don't like having my nails done because I don't like the way they feel and do it. But I do other things like, a bath or, just alone time, things like that. Take myself to the movies, take myself out to eat, take myself out for drinks. Yeah, I mean, you need me time. You really do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want Lynette says she took herself trip to Cancun.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid to go on a actual trip by themselves just to say I'm going somewhere. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But I want to bring up what spiritually gifted says, because I want to ask the guys this.
Yeah.
Whenever we think about a spa day, you normally think about a woman doing a spa day. You
Right.
know what I discovered? I've never ever had a manicure. I've never had a pedicure. I've never even had actual massage, not a real massage. I had a ghetto massage, but not from an actual licensed masseuse. you know, you know, I mean, so
What's
there's
the
got to
ghetto
be,
massage?
where the
It was
nasty
a
feels
lot
no
more of a
good.
happy
You,
ending. That's what that was.
not only that, where you get the cheap lotion and you naked and she's just rubbing it all over you, and it's gonna lead to something else. But it's not a real massage. You know what I'm saying? It's just a way to get her out of her clothes and an excuse for me to get out of my clothes. You know. But I've never had an actual massage. So what do you? So I want to ask the guys. Do you ever treat yourself to a spa day, to something like that? I want to know how many guys are into this.
I have. When I was in Philly, I did. It was a place that was in our downtown area, and they served you wine. If you wanted mimosa, champagne, whatever you wanted. And I went there, and you know what? There was other fellas there too. I mean, I was comfortable. I don't care what anybody think about me. That's just
Right,
how
right.
assured I am of myself. You know what I mean? I don't care what you think. But I used to go up in there and used to get the petties and the manis and whatever, and keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Happy endings.
No happy endings on this one.
No, I
But
have
yeah,
vowed,
I've done that.
Bert. I have vowed to do that. What about you, Kenny and Joseph? Have you guys ever got petties, manis, and massages?
I've gotten a professional massage like once, but I've never gotten a manicure or a pedicure.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've never gotten a manicure or pedicure either. But as far as massage, that's what me and my wife do. So
oh,
I
okay.
get massage pretty
That's,
much anytime or once a week if I wanted
that's
to. So as far as like going to a spa, like I don't feel the need to go out and go pay for a massage. I've done it for my wife though when I
Right.
feel like doing it, but
That makes sense. I'm gonna do it. And I keep promising myself. Um, I just, from what I've heard about it, and I've had guys swear by it that you feel so much different, and as I'm polling the guys, so it's a lot of them out there like me. Kama says never a manic or pedicure, but he got a massage. You won't be disappointed. I've had many guys tell me that you walk out of there feeling like a new man,
and the
yeah.
term
and
masseuse is used for a female massage therapist.
say that again.
The term masseuse is used for a female massage therapist.
Okay.
And for the male, it'll be a masseur. So it's French words.
Yeah.
So, being that this is your profession, is it better for a guy to get a massage from a woman or from a guy?
It depends on the therapist. I mean, you have good men massage therapists and you have good female massage therapists. So it all depends because I've had bad massage from men and women. So it's really not gender specific.
Okay. Okay.
I agree. I agree because some one time I did have it from a man, and it's because the type of massage I was getting, and you had to put a lot of strength behind it because of the
Mhm.
condition that I was in. And
Right.
some of the women we even tell this, the women masseuse, they would just say, "Hey, listen, you'll probably be better off with a man doing this right now because we wouldn't be able to really do it the way you really need to be done."
Right.
You know,
Right.
so it all depends. I agree with what you're saying. It all depends.
I am going to treat myself to a massage.
Do it.
I think
Do
y'all should
do it.
get pedicures.
I'm
Do
sorry. Say again.
Manny, yeah, Manny.
pedicures.
I think I took work to get a pedicure one time, and what you said, you was like, "This is therapy." Did you not?
Yeah, but I got that before. But
Okay, can I say what I'm saying?
what you talking?
You said, as I said, when I took him with me to get a pedicure, it's really therapy. Now, the person I went to last time, that's a little different therapy, but it's a therapy. Like when you just sit there and let somebody just massage your feet and work out your tension, put you in hot wax. It's good for you. I know some men sitting there like I'm not getting a pedicure, but
I
I'm
want one.
telling you, it
I
can
want.
relieve your whole day of stress.
I want one.
Yeah.
No, I
Your
would.
whole day of
Yeah,
stress.
I would definitely do a pedicure. I probably wouldn't do the manicure thing, but I'll
Yeah.
do a
I don't. Yeah.
pedicure. And like I said, I got a massage before and it was a masseuse, and yeah, I mean it was cool. And I would do it again. It's been years since I had it. I won't pull a Deshaun Watson.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
I, the best massages. I used to
I
go.
would too.
It's so crazy.
That's
I
it.
used
That's
to
it.
go.
That's it, Kenny. Log off. That was your end.
I used to go once a month to get massages. And the best places I would go would be the Asian ones because they do the reflexology.
Mm.
And that is something different because they're hitting points on your body that really are just like realigning you and opening you back up. It's one of the best. It now scared me when the lady climbed on top of the table, climbed on top of me. It scared me at first because I didn't know,
Mhm.
but it was what she had to do to do like my legs. Like she put her knees like in the back of my legs.
Hmm.
So I recommend if you do it. The
Reflexology
reflexology,
is a
they're
separate
very good.
modality. So
Yes.
you could have like a whole hour session of reflexology.
Mm.
Very good.
Hey, Black,
I,
I went to one where I'm not sure, I think they were either Korean or they might have been Vietnamese, but this was also in Philly, and it was called Chung Dam. But I knew she was gonna laugh. But listen, I'm gonna tell you what tripped me out. The guy actually got up on the table and stood on my back and was walking, like holding on to something in the ceiling and was walking
yeah.
up and down my back,
George Jefferson.
George Jefferson style. And I'm gonna try to tell you, I never felt better leaving that place. He even
Wow.
told me, he said, "Man, you gotta come back because you really gotta get realigned."
Oh
But
wow. Yeah.
it wasn't the way you thought it was, but it was
Right.
just It was
Right.
awesome. They did a great job.
I am going to commit to treat myself. That's one of the things that I am going to commit to do next month.
Lee, go
You know,
on Groupon. I'm sorry, I'm a budget queen. Groupon be having the
I've
best
seen, I've seen.
massage.
Okay,
I
okay.
found one the other day for a couple's massage. Just normally, I think they said 600 for everything, and they had it for $100. I'm
Okay,
telling you, it
okay.
works.
I'm
Go on
I'm I'm
Groupon.
Yeah,
committed. I'm going to treat myself. I am
Yeah,
going to treat
you have
myself.
massage.
Okay. What other thing would you guys recommend as a fun way to date yourself? What is
A
something you
bath.
do or recommend? Oh,
Yes.
oh,
I need, and everybody in this house know it. I need my nightly bath. Don't bother me. Don't tell me jokes. Don't say nothing to me. I even saw some things on Amazon. I'm about to get me a bath tray. I just need
Oh, I
that to be able
got
to relax
yeah.
and listen to my little Isley brothers and not just tune out the world. And it's not that I'm not neglecting the household. It's just something that I just
I
need
like that.
to just take my day away.
I like that.
It's needed. It's something minor, but it's something you can do in your own home. It's something that you don't have to spend any money on. Well, your bath products, of course. It's something that you can just relax in your own house and don't worry about.
I love that. Tasha's real big on treating herself to her bath things. She's gotten me into it. I don't do it nearly as often enough. And when I do it, it is fantastic to sit in the tub for an hour, sipping
Mhm.
on wine, playing some, like you said, some good old school R and
Yeah.
B, and you sleep
Candles.
phenomenal.
Candles, yes, D. That
You're right. You're right, D. You're right. Absolutely. You know,
Get you some of the CBD salts and creams to put in there
I
too.
was
yeah,
gonna say that
Those are
sauce.
very
Yes.
good.
Yes.
No, when I do it, I normally just roll a blunt.
you big. We lie.
uh,
We lie.
I love it. Lynette brings up a good one that I hadn't considered. This is right up your alley, Hannah. She said, "Have a chef come over to cook dinner." We
Oh, yeah.
ne- I don't. I never would have thought to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I love the idea that because if I was rich, I would have a personal chef. So
Yeah,
I
me
know I
too.
can't afford it,
Yeah,
but
me
that
too.
would be a really nice way to treat myself. I've been looking at your dishes, Hannah. Your food
She
looks phenomenal,
she's bad. She's
you
amazing.
know, and
Yeah,
I would
she's amazing.
Thank
and
you.
she just gave me an idea. I would love to try something that I've never tried, you know, because that's another thing that I don't step outside the box when it comes to my food. Tasha knows this. I stick to the traditional. She's very adventurous, and eating stuff, but I gotta get better at
It
trying some
sure
new
is.
things. I
You have
am right.
to.
It sure is, Tasha.
You
Because
never know though. If we,
Mm.
I'm sorry, Siri talking.
no, because Tasha gave me some alligator,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and I'm not really a tasting person, but it was like the Slim Jim to me, but it tasted all right. I'm not usually tasting, but I tasted from you, Tasha. I gotta trust you because I don't
Yeah.
eat.
I'll try anything about one time just to see how I like it.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't bad.
I've got it.
Tasha,
Again,
I'm
that's a
you.
great
I'll
idea.
try it.
And so that's another thing. So that's why I want to just kind of throw out a couple of ideas. How many of you still go to a museum?
Me.
It's been a
Joseph?
while.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
Well,
there
it's
you
been.
go.
I've been. It's been a while. It's been a couple of months, but yeah, I'll do that by myself. Yeah, for sure.
I haven't been in a while.
I'm
Yeah.
ashamed to tell you guys that I've lived here in Atlanta for 5 years. I've never been to the Coca-Cola thing. I've never been to the aquarium. I've never been to the museum. It's so much I haven't done, and I don't even have a good reason that I didn't do it.
I was about
Wow.
to ask you why didn't you
Must
go?
I,
say good dog.
Just didn't
you,
go. That's all.
because I keep creating reasons why not to go. And I'll tell you guys a short story. Prior to moving here, I went through a 3.5 year period that was the worst period of my adult life when it comes to financially. The worst period in my entire life, 3.5 periods where I wasn't working and worked spottily. I had lost my place to live, and I live with people, and I'm grateful. I lived with Tasha for 7 months, and I was grateful. You know, I had fell down and didn't get back up immediately, and so legitimately, I didn't have the money to do those things. My car was crappy. You know, I wasn't taking advantage of my education. I moved here to Atlanta, and things took off literally immediately. Everything that I was looking for took off. You know, so what gets me is I look at where I'm at right now. I make a decent living. I got adequate transportation. I have disposable income. And I have told Tasha and Dee and Sherry this before. I get these feelings of melancholiness sometimes because I get an overwhelming sadness because my quality of life is not all it should be. None of my friends and family live here in Atlanta, and so I created reasons why I didn't do those things.
Mhm.
So I wanted to do this show for that reason. I wanted to do this show for that reason because I realized I'm not taking full advantage of all of the things that will get me out of my comfort zone and I could be doing. So when the weekends come, I sit here. I got a car sitting out there, I've been I probably average 50 miles a month. So I'm paying a car note that for a car I'm not even driving. It's just sitting out there collecting moss. And I got Dee that lives right up the road. Tasha that live right down the road. I wanted to do this show to give myself a mental kick in the ass that my quality of life should be through the roof. It
Right.
really should be through the roof, and I'm missing out. And Kenny, you talked about being aware of your mortality. We don't get time back.
Nope.
Yeah.
We
Definitely
don't get it
don't.
back. So when you think about Shock G dying and DMX dying and
Black
they're in their
Rob,
50,
Black
yeah,
in
you
their
know,
50s,
Black
man.
Rob, everybody.
and I have an opportunity to do so much more. And with technology and travel and all of being what it was, I wanted to do this show to make a commitment to myself going forward. I said at the beginning of this show, I had some surprises and things coming. I can't announce it just yet. I've got some things happening. Going forward, I am going to treat myself so much better and improve my quality of life because we don't
Good.
get this time back.
Yes. Yes.
Kudos to you.
That's what I want to hear. That's
Kudos
right.
to you, brother. And you deserve that for
You
sure.
need
That's
that.
right.
You
You
need
need
We
that.
all should. Everybody
Yeah.
should.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bird, same here.
Yeah.
Never
Yes.
seen it.
And also, Lee, I was going to say a lot of museums are free on Saturdays in the morning. And
Wow.
people don't
See,
realize. Like I
Or
see,
live in North
they
Carolina, and my
sell for
mom's been here
locals. Yes.
15 years, and she just found out when I told her yesterday. She's like, "How do you know?" I'm like, you have to Google.
Yeah.
So a lot of those museums and stuff that are during the week, you pay money. On the weekend, they actually make them free in the morning for family time.
see.
But it's funny because the Bronx Zoo is free every Wednesday, and it's been like that for decades.
That's true.
Wow. Wow.
Liberty free
Yeah.
every Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
But when we were in Philly, the art museum was free every Saturday and Sunday.
So again, that's my commitment. I've got to get back out. Not get back out, get out and just kind of regain a better quality of life for myself. So
You can come to North Carolina.
you know, I don't know if you just saying that, but
No,
seriously,
I'm being
I
serious.
need to. You guys in North Carolina and she's in Tennessee and she's in Knoxville, and I've got to get out. I'm not getting the quality of life that I should.
Right.
And again, and I don't even have a good reason,
Mm.
you know. So I wanted to do that. When I did it, I said I've got to do a whole lot better. So I'm going to New York next month.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna make a commitment to take a trip for the rest of this year. I'm gonna take me at least some kind of outing at least once a month. I'm going to do something different once a month.
I like
You
that.
know,
That's
so
what's up.
that's what I'm. I have no reason not to. So that's
I
kind of
like that.
so hopefully who knows?
When
By the
he
time
says get the hell out, I'm doing the same.
sweetheart,
Wait,
everybody
say
know I
that
want my Fraser Crane
again.
dreams, so I plan on being in a different place. By the time the year ends, and hopefully I will have worked out some of my internal issues. And when that figurative knock comes for Mrs. Right, I'll be in a great place to receive it.
There you
So
go.
I
that's
love
where
that.
There
that's
I
you
coming from.
love
go.
that. I love that.
That's your
That's what's
mirror
up.
moment.
So
That's what's
Your
up, God.
mirror.
that's my commitment.
I just want an invitation to the wedding. That's all I want.
Right?
Invitation to the
Straight
wedding.
up. 'Cause I'm gonna be there, bro.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a wedding, I would love for a great situation.
Right,
Yes.
right,
You
right,
know what I'm saying? So
right,
it may not be a wedding, but a great situation
right.
because I do miss being with somebody in that way. So
Hmm.
life is not over. You know,
Right.
still
I
got a
love that.
lot of life. Yep.
I
So
would date one not.
This was the Michael Jackson Man in the Mirror.
I would not
and
date.
and
I wouldn't
and,
date one of my.
and,
Not a,
and that's why I called it that, Hannah. And that's why I really called it that because I'll listen to that's actually one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs. And when you look in the mirror, it forces you to ask, well, what do you see, and what can I do to make some changes? And that's
Right.
what it comes down to. So we finished a little bit early, guys. For a change. That's really all I got on this subject. I want to say while I got a few moments, I am doing a quick show on hygiene tomorrow.
Amen.
Um,
Oh
yes,
boy.
and ought
I
to be
am big
interesting.
on hygiene.
It's only going to be a short show because I want to bring to light some things that we see 30, 40 minutes or so. And then
Mm.
I want to tell everybody out there watching the big thing is Saturday. I am having a psychic advisor on the live. She's going to be doing readings. She does it very different than what you would expect. Do not miss that. And she does it in a way about relationships. So she doesn't ask for your date of birth, and she doesn't do that. She does the tarot cards kind of deal. So I invite you guys to call in, ask a simple question, and watch her do her thing. And whether you subscribe to it 100% or not, I want everybody to come to this with an open so everybody come to this with an open mind. So that's it. That's all I got, folks. Anybody want to add anything? Have anything going on that's good they want to mention? Lynette says she's inviting all. Thank you, Lynette. Lynette's been one of my biggest, strongest supporters. I thank you so much, sweetheart. I really, really appreciate that. So I invite you guys to do the same. We're gonna have some fun with it. You know how we do on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty dope. Yeah.
I was going to say we're going to try to tune in. We have to go to Philly to take our mothers out. So
Okay.
the mothers are meeting this Saturday.
This is the
Oh,
first time.
okay.
Okay. All right. All right.
So we'll be in
Yeah.
All right.
What I will say is anybody out there that's listening, just be uncomfortably comfortable. Get to know yourself. Don't be ashamed of being alone for right now. And better times will come. But for this meantime, this is by design. Just get to know yourself a little bit more. Be comfortable with yourself so you can be better for whoever comes along if that's what you want. And just live life and live in the moment. Whatever that moment is, live in the moment.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to say something separate.
Great stuff, Bert. Great stuff.
It is okay to be single. It is okay to be childless. It is okay to be yourself because a lot of people judge you. You get married, they ask for the children. You get in a relationship, they ask when it's the wedding. You get together, they ask when it's the baby. It's like so many people put so many things on you in your life that it's okay to just be happy in the skin and the self and the place that you're in and not let people try to put so much on you. Like even if you're engaged, when is the wedding? Like, okay, it was yesterday. We just got engaged yesterday. Like, let us get to that moment. So I feel like a lot of people, the moment you announce something, they try to put so much pressure on your life to try to change it. And I think that if we all are just happy and accepting the place that we're in and tune out the outside, we all would be better.
Absolutely. Well said. Very
Well
well said.
said. The,
Very
the,
well
the,
said.
the engaged couple speaking knowledge, dropping them jewels for us.
Love it.
That's
I
what's
love
up.
it.
Yeah, yes,
We
yes,
we are
yes.
pulling for you guys.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely, definitely.
We're
Beautiful.
pulling for you guys.
Thank
It's
you.
kind of a old sentiment, but distance truly does make the heart grow fonder. When you're away from somebody, it makes you want them more. It makes you want to be around them more. So it's okay to take time apart. It's okay as long as you're respecting the boundaries that were set in your relationship. It's okay to be apart. So don't ever think that you got to be up under your man. He don't
Absolutely.
want that. I don't want that. You don't have to
Absolutely.
be with him 24/7. You don't have to text him 24. Let him wonder what you're doing for a minute and be like, hey, I'm okay. I'm just hanging with my girls. You know,
Right.
it's okay.
That's the sexiest thing in the world. I want your Mr. Person. Absolutely. Bravo. Bravo.
That's why Darcel, I don't know. I'm singly married.
You singly married. Wow. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
Sherry, you can't be singly married, Sherry. You're
I was about
just
to say now, Sherry.
I'm singly
we have to
married.
clarify this with you.
Well, that means you got a little bit of work to do.
No,
Sherry,
I'm working on that.
hey,
I'm,
Sherry,
I'm,
Sherry,
You're
a
not
I'm
pimp.
working
singly
on that.
married.
I'm working on that. Ask Joseph, where your father at? Because you said you was a nice guy and you was this and that. You got a father? No, I'm just joking.
Well,
Sherry, a straight pimp, boy. Sherry is straight pimp.
well,
Damn.
That's
We
that
gonna
New
beat that
Yorker.
ass.
Yeah.
That's that New Yorker.
Look,
That's that New Yorker. That's the New Yorker, I tell you.
Yeah,
So
I would say this to piggyback off of Bert and Hannah. I mean, being single, the thing that people always say to me, you ain't single. Why would I lie about being single? Don't flatter. I mean, don't insult me like that. No, I am single because I'm a single because it's not that I can't be with somebody. It's because I just want to make sure when I find that right one,
yep.
I'm good. I
Mm.
don't want to bring any emotionally baggage to another relationship. So until then, I don't want to put a woman in that position where she feel like I got to deal with fixing up a broken man. Cause I'm and I refuse to do that. So yeah, I want a relationship, but you know what? I'm gonna wait till the universe put me in a position where we can find each other, not
Love it.
where we meet each other. It ain't me just running out and just trying to find her. Where the universe is gonna make it happen, where we gonna meet when we supposed to meet. So that's the way I look
And
at it.
I believe that, Kenny. I truly believe that. I really do. So
That's
Lynette,
right.
you in the same boat as us, sweetheart. 11 years. You would say you loving on yourself, love every minute of it. But if that's what we say as black people, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. What's meant for you is meant for you.
Right.
That's right.
You know, so in the meantime, keep yourself prayed up, loved up, and continue to date yourself and be better people. That's at the end of the day.
Well,
You know, so
Right.
y'all sound real chipper to be single. So trying to figure out.
Why,
Right,
Sherry?
Sherry.
I mean,
Tell them, Sherry.
I
single.
am.
I'm done with you for the night, Sherry.
I
I
am.
apologize.
I am. You
I
know,
love it.
Cherry off the chain, boy.
Y'all
Right?
find
Cutting
out.
Yeah,
up.
Cherry
Sherry
off the
is showing.
I am.
I want to be at the niceness with the single crew.
Bye, Sherry.
We in a good place.
Sherry, cut your
We are
camera
in
off.
a good place. We in a good place.
One quick thing. I'm a sports guy. NFL
Okay.
draft tomorrow. I know everybody got their sports team.
I only watched the first night, Kenny. I only
Well,
watched the first night.
that's the only most important night. It's the first
Right,
round.
right. I only
I
watched it.
already know. I know she Philly. I ain't talking to her. I already know what she looking.
And you know it.
Yeah. Well, what you guys think about your teams? What they gonna
Well,
do
my
tomorrow?
team before he left us was the Patriots, but I still got love for the Patriots and Bill Belichick. So I want to see what they're going to do.
The
But
Patriots.
I'm
Patriots,
like, how you
I
from
love
New
it.
York and you like the
What?
Patriots?
I love Tom Brady. I love
Okay,
Tom Brady.
okay, I feel you.
You have to pick a new team.
Now that
Yeah,
he's on Tampa Bay,
yeah,
I'm a Tampa Bay. I love Tom Brady.
exactly.
I don't,
Absolutely not.
Hey, Black, I heard if you touch the hem of his garment, you shall be healed.
Hey, that say what you want to
Shut the
about
heck
that
up.
man, but he is it.
I'm
He
Eagles
is
all
it.
day. Bleed
He's the
green
GOAT.
with the parade. You know it.
I don't know what we're gonna do, bro.
I don't know what we're gonna do, but even if we lose, I'm riding hard.
For
Okay.
Philly,
Yeah.
To
y'all,
Will's fall.
Yeah.
ooh, Lord, y'all done went through some good
We done
Well,
went
quarterbacks.
hey,
through
hey,
it. We done went through
We're
right.
so
it.
masochistic with the Eagles, man. Listen, man, we've been through so much pain.
I
Hey,
was
But
it's the norm.
it was the one stuff. I don't care what everybody say. We got our ring,
That's
Yeah.
all we needed.
True.
and we were
Well,
at the
Very
parade.
true. Very true.
Very cool.
well,
At
y'all,
the
well,
whole.
y'all already know who I rock with. Y'all see this
You
every
know
day.
what,
So
Kenny?
you
Though
already
my
know.
brother, bless his, he passed. Green Bay was his favorite team.
I'll say
Yeah.
this last thing
Peace
before
be
I
unto
end
him.
it. If Green Bay could end up getting my man from the Falcons,
Oh,
because they
Julio Jones.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Julio,
oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh,
listen to
don't.
what
Hey, y'all make sure y'all check out my show Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. if you
I'll
can.
be
I'm gonna
watching.
do my NFL post draft stuff. Hey, we're gonna talk about what this draft do.
Kenny,
we
So
go,
let us know
we
what
go,
you
TMG the
want to
meeting.
do. You
Kenny, we
gotta
gonna
TMG
go
the
work
over
meeting.
something
this
out.
stuff.
Even though I
yes,
work till
sir.
9 o'clock, I can kind of control my schedule. I want to come on your show, my brother.
Let's make it happen. Y'all
We're gonna
come
make it
check me
happen.
out.
Kenny don't want to
6:30
invite me
Tuesday.
on, but it's cool.
No, and I
It was
got
a
you.
joke. It was a joke, Kenny.
Even if you're an Eagles fan, I guess we'll get along. I guess at least you ain't no
Oh,
at least you ain't no Cowboys fan. So yeah, we definitely
There,
get
there,
along.
there
So
you go.
Oh
There
God,
you
no.
go. I'm gonna say it's been another fantastic edition of Real Talk. I hope to see some of you tuning in tomorrow for the show on hygiene, and I definitely hope to see you guys on Saturday. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be talking on the other side.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.